again with another live. I hope that everybody is doing well and I hope that everybody is staying safe. So, you guys, this live is not going to be too long. And I know that I have not done a live from my phone in a while. So, this should be pretty interesting. Hopefully, the lighting is good. Hopefully, you guys can hear me and see me well. So I did want to say happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there, to all of the lovers, even to the singles, to those that are in a relationship and those that are married. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed it with your loved ones. And if you guys come in a room, please share your mental health check. Let us know how you are doing. Mine's is at 8. That's pretty steady, which is good. So, mental health check. And just an update on the meet and greet event. So, I just wanted to say, keep up the good work, you guys. We're doing good on the goal for the campaign. So please, you guys continue to donate to the meet and greet events. And if you have already donated, thank you so much. That means the world. So please continue to keep doing that. Also, if you are in the South Florida area, I just wanted to let you guys know we have the meet and greet event going on February the 28th, Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Make sure that you come out and support the mental health meet and greet. And also donate, like I said, the link will be below. And as I mentioned, we will be doing an event in New York. We'll be doing one in Delaware. We're definitely looking to see about doing one in Texas, in Illinois. So if you want to either be a speaker, if you want to attend, or if you want to donate, please reach out to me after this live to inquire more information about the mental health meet and greet event. It's going to help a lot of people, bringing healing, bringing recovery, bringing tools, bringing resources to the community, and yeah, mental health awareness, things like that, and just a need for, personal growth, personal development, self-help, self-care, things of that nature. So anyways, you guys, so let's go ahead and get into the topic today. So because Valentine's Day was yesterday, I don't know if any of you guys got Hoovers from the narcissist, whether that's phone calls, text messages, emails, any sort of gesture from the narcissist. Just keep in mind that it has its agenda. Narcissists are very calculated, they're very cold, and they're very, I would say, strategic on how they are communicating with you, and interacting with people maybe they see as a target, maybe someone that they see or they feel like they want to use, or someone that they want to take advantage of. Hello, how are you? Hi. So yeah, and make sure you guys give the video a like, everybody. Give the video a like. So how was everybody's Valentine's Day? What's up, everyone? Pile on in the room. Come in the room, everybody. And subscribe, and make sure, you guys, if you want to be a part of the mental health meet and greet event, please make sure that you leave a donation today, or like I said, send me a message after this live and get involved. Become a part of the mental health movement, the mental health awareness, self-discovery, self-awareness, personal growth, all of that good stuff, you guys. Make sure that you get involved, you guys, because it is for a good cause. We're going to help a lot of people. We're going to inform people, we're going to uplift people, we're going to empower people at this event. So make sure that you come out, and it is free. It is, like I said, you can donate, but it is a free event. We will have refreshments, we'll have guest speakers, including myself. And like I said, I'm looking for folks that want to, come and speak or just come and attend. So, and like I said, if you have donated already, thank you so much, you guys. So yes, thank you for the subscription. Thank y'all. Subscribe, like, donate, all of that good stuff. Thank y'all. But yeah, just keep in mind, anybody in the room. Oh, and tell me, you guys, what is your mental health check for today? How's everybody feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? And if you guys don't mind sharing, what did you guys do for Valentine's Day, guys? What was your plans, if you guys don't mind me asking? What did you guys do for Valentine's Day? Did you guys do anything fun, anything special? Whether it was by yourself, you were with family, you were with friends. What did you guys do, if you don't mind me asking? But while we wait on the responses, you guys, so yeah, be mindful of a narcissist contacting you. Like I said, whether it's holidays, special occasions, graduations, anniversaries, you know, they definitely will contact you. And the reason, again, for the contact is, you know, always about control. It's always to see if they still have power over you. It's always to, maybe for some, they could be bored. Maybe they could be trying to test the waters. Maybe they could be trying to see, maybe, excuse me, your interest level. Now, let's say if it's parents, they could be trying to hoover you to get back into your good graces. Maybe they want to use you for something, or again, they want to control you. They miss that control. Because you guys got to remember, a lot of narcissistic parents, they thrive off of control. You know, a lot of them, they don't have your best interest at heart. They don't care about you. They don't love you. And that leads me to the next topic I want to go into, is that a lot of narcissistic parents and a lot of narcissistic in-laws, um, they only do things because it either makes them look good to other people, or it will make you look bad. You know, like, I know it's kind of weird, but I know I had that firsthand experience, like with my auntie. You know, you know, I went through, you know, different hardships and different struggles in my life at a very young age, even at age 17, you know, dealing with losses, family losses, and things like that. And, you know, my aunt, she came in, made herself look good, made herself look like the hero, you know, and doing all these things for me, which I truly appreciate her. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not, you know, saying that I never thanked her. I was always grateful. I always appreciated her for everything that she did. But it was to a point where I was seeing, you know, she had really no empathy for me in my situation. She had no sympathy. You know, she didn't care about my feelings. She didn't care about my life, really. She only cared about how it made her look and how I would make her look to other people. So it's like they really do not care about your well-being. And it's really sad to come to that realization that your parent, or it could be an in-law or your legal guardian, really does not have your best interest at heart, really will give you bad advice. They will steer you in the wrong direction. They will set you up to fail. You know, they want to hold you back in life. Just like the other video that I made, I think it was last week, where narcissistic parents want to control their adult children for the rest of their lives. They don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to go out and live your own life. They don't want you to think for yourself, to be self-reliant, to be you know, being able to do things on your own as a normal adult should want to do, you know, like parents should encourage their children to go out in the world, live your life. Now, of course, you might need guidance, you might need advice, but narcissistic parents hold their adult children back. They put fear, guilt, and obligation. They plant those seeds in their adult children's mind, and you know, a lot of them end up holding their adult children back. And there's a lot of resentment on both ends. There's a lot of trauma that's created, a lot of trauma bonds. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of hate, self-hate, self-disgust that occurs. And you know, you just want to be careful that, you know, you kind of break free of whether, if it's your narcissistic parent or if it's a narcissistic in-law. And the one, Mecca, yes, hi. That, yes, it's true. If you don't mind sharing, the one, Mecca, can you share your story about your experience with your mother, if you don't mind us asking? And sorry, Nancy, to hear about your husband. I'm sorry to hear that. Was it a narcissist, if you don't mind me asking? Was it a narcissist? But Yeah, it's very true. And I always take pride, you guys, in being honest on this channel. I like to be as transparent as possible. There's nothing to hide on my end. Everything needs to be discussed. We're all adults. Now when it comes to children, I always have this thing where a child should stay in a child's place. So, when the child is open and willing, or maybe they ask questions about adult stuff, maybe you can say or share, but this channel is for young adults ages 14 and up. So, these type of people can hear these type of talks and be able to, like I said, learn from it, educate themselves, and be informed, and be empowered, and really protect themselves, because, like, as I said, these narcissistic parents, these narcissistic in-laws, people maybe you work with could be narcissists. They're not going anywhere. They're still going to be at those jobs. They could be at your school. They could be at your church. They could be in a club environment, and you have to be there. So you got to arm yourself with these information, with the tools, the support, and the resources and the materials that's available. It's hard for me to talk about. Okay, understandable. And that's why we always have the support groups, because not everyone is comfortable with opening up. And hence, Mexico, that's why we're actually going to be doing the meet and greet events. So we can create that safe space for those honest conversations, because we understand that this information is sacred, it's precious, it's sensitive. Disclaimers, like some of these talks are triggering, right? Some of these talks, it hurts people's feelings. Sometimes it gets people upset. They get bothered, and that's not the intention at all, but it happens. It's real life experiences, and it needs to be discussed, because if it's not discussed, then the trauma is going to keep happening. The hurt, the pain, the agony is going to keep happening without anything being done about it. So that's why, we're big advocates about, we're not forcing anybody to talk about what they're going through, but if it's having an impact on you and your life and your children and your mental health, then, however you want to go about doing it, whether if it's a private setting, whether maybe you journal or you read, or however you go about, working through, that particular situation in your life, then that would be on you to decide what's best, what's more comfortable for you when it comes to, doing the inner work and healing and recovery. So everyone is different, right? So, and that's, it's good. Everyone doesn't have to be like everyone. It's as far as like how they discuss what happened to them. Some people fear being judged. Some people fear being ridiculed, being made fun of. Some people feel ashamed, and I was that way too, many years ago. I like, let's be honest, you guys, I didn't want to talk about what my aunt did to me. I didn't, because my aunt was the type of aunt, like I said, she was the type of narcissistic parent that tries to make things look good on the outside, but secretly on the inside, there's bullying. Like I said, there's intimidation, there's drama, there's hate, there's bitterness, there's misery, there's pain, and that's really how it was, like behind closed doors. There was abuse, there was mistreatment, there was unfairness, all of that and more, just within a family dynamic. Only can you imagine, like, someone that's not your family doing this to you, like how I had happened, like at a job environment. Like, this female narcissist at my job did not know me from a can of paint, just went off of, I guess she felt like she got done wrong and just went in. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, pretty much attacking me, trying to attack my mind, and like the spiritual aspect too, with doing magic and spell work and stuff like that, and getting other people to help her with that. Imagine all of the pain and the agony and the hurt that I dealt with, but I never said nothing to that person, because I'm like, that's what they want. I'm not going to give them what they want. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, but yeah, back to the narcissistic parents and in-laws. It's sad to come to that realization that the person that you thought was supposed to have your back really does not have your back. And like me myself, I was not an adopted family member. Like my auntie, that's my blood auntie. I didn't come, from someone else's family. I know some people have like different upbringings. They maybe get into like the system, and maybe it's like foster care or group home type stuff. But it's like, no, I was around blood family. Like we all grew up around one another. And just to, be mistreated like that was just so unfair. And even at my job it was so unfair, like it was just the craziest thing. Like you would not, you just wouldn't believe that people would do another person like that, like really try to hurt them over like a friend, or hurt them because they feel like they got done wrong, or you get what I'm saying? So you don't know the depth of how far a narcissist will go. You like sometimes a lot of people don't understand how deep the betrayal is, how deep traumas are, you know what I'm saying? Or how deep hardships can be, or, trials and tribulations. People don't understand how deep this stuff goes. Some of this stuff, excuse me, you guys, is also generational curses. You know what I'm saying? So people, and here's the thing, when people didn't talk about what they went through, they got hurt, right? Or they got betrayed, and then they dealt with it. And I'm not saying all, but some didn't talk about it. They kept it inside, and they just tried to pretend like everything was fine and go on about their life and acting like everything is normal. And then the trauma, the generational curse, it goes on to the next generation because no one is talking about what happened and how to fix it and how to make sure that it doesn't keep happening over and over and over again. You get what I'm saying? So this is why this is important, to bring the awareness to, what has caused us, mental health hardships or struggles or difficulties. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. So, but the one in Mexico, you said, but for sure, I can tell you, she really messed with my mind, my emotions. I feel trapped. Oh, wow. So your mom, I'm sorry to hear that, Mexico. Narcissistic mothers really envy their daughters very much. A lot of the mothers wish to be like the daughter because the daughter represents a better version of the narcissist. The narcissistic mother sees the daughter as competition. She hates her beauty. She hates the fact that she's young, and that, a lot of people maybe are more attracted to her. I know, like with my aunt, she was a somatic narcissist. So a lot of somatic narcissists focus on beauty, appearance, and they put a lot of emphasis on it. And if they see something within themselves that's not right, they will talk to you about it. Or even if it's something that they see in you, they will point it out. They will try to make you feel bad. They will try to make you feel insecure. They will even try to make fun of it, or crack jokes, laugh at you about it. So they're very just so insecure, self-absorbed, obsessed, and just controlling and obnoxious, really, in my opinion. And very condescending, very passive aggressive. That's how my auntie was. Like, she was sweet to other people, but I'm telling you, behind closed doors, when you were in her house, it's a whole different person. So, what's up, John? And thank you. I appreciate it, Sienna. Thank you. You're so pretty. Don't let anybody tell you difference. Thank you. I appreciate that. The Mexica, it hurts. Yeah, it's painful. Oh, Mishika. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Mishika, that's pretty. Mishika, yeah. When it's almost like you deal with the betrayal from your parents and the in-laws too. Some people have that in-law situation where your partner's mother is a narcissist. I know I did have that situation years back, actually 2020. an individual that I was dating at the time, his mother was a malignant narcissist. And yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And the same thing, she was all about control. She was all about attention. She wanted to know all of the business that we were doing. She wanted to just, I don't know, just manipulate the situation and try to find out, okay, what's next? What are you guys doing today? Let's go for lunch. It's like, calm down, like, you know. And so it was, and then she just used finances to control. So the person that I was talking to years ago, his mother, she was pretty well to do. And I'm doing a Q&A too, you guys. So if you want to ask me questions, you're more than welcome to do so. So yeah. But yeah, like his mother, it's a better word to say. It definitely felt fake. And I mean, I felt it and I seen it, but I guess, you know how, again, sometimes some adult children of narcissistic mothers or fathers, the children don't stand up for, they don't influence. And I think that's what it was at the job, influence. And I think that's what it was at the job too, the female narcissist. I think that she wanted me to be afraid of her. And I don't know why, because I'm like, well, you're, oof. But yeah, how did you finally get out of all of this like narcissist? I was just like, I was done. Like, I didn't want to be involved in the toxicity. I didn't want to be involved in the drama. That's a good question around the negativity. You don't want to be around the gossip. Like, you just got to get fed up and just know that you deserve better. No one deserves to be mistreated by their narcissistic parents. No one deserves to be used and abused, taken advantage of, and controlled. Like, that's the biggest thing. Y'all, my phone, hold on. My phone is tripping. Give me a second. Let me put my phone in the charge. Okay. I was like, y'all, my phone is finna go out. That was like super quick. But let me do something here, y'all. Bear with me. That was fast. My phone like went out pretty quick. I'm sorry, y'all. Bear with me. I'm trying to get a better lighting for y'all. That light is in the way. Y'all good? Okay, there, this is better. Okay, so well, the chain, that's a good question. Let me see. Me, Shika. I feel like for me, I had to change my mindset. I had to say, you know what? Is this what life is about? I had to make a decision in my mind and say, am I going to keep putting up with this? Is there a life that's better than this abuse? Because when you're around narcissistic people, you are being abused. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are being abused, you're being taken advantage of, you're being manipulated. And like I said, it's about control. And do you want to live your life like that? It's like you have to make that decision. And I broke the chain because, like I said, you just have to be tired of being tired. Like you have to come to a breaking point. So those of you that are watching, do you guys know what your breaking point is? Because the thing is a lot of us, we maybe stay in toxic situations or toxic environments because we feel like maybe we're not worthy, or we feel like we don't deserve better, or like we deserve to get treated like that. So you have to begin to realize, like, no, like you don't have to do something that you don't want to do. It's not okay to be abused and taken advantage of and manipulated. That's not okay. And you can set boundaries, you can assert yourself, and you can learn to stand up for yourself. That's what it's about. You have to stand up for yourself. And when you do that, that's, you asserting your value. Who are you? What is your worth? Do you know who you are? Do you know that you're God's child? Like, God does not want you to be bound to a toxic boss. God does not want you to be bound to a toxic living situation. God does not want you to be bound to, toxic environments with your parents or in-laws. Like you got to know who you are in God. You got to change your mindset, and you got to know your value, your worth. Who are you? Whose child are you? And like I said, living a better life. Like this is not your life, because remember, at the end of the day, you guys, whether we like to hear it or not, we are all going to die. And it's period, point blank. Now, luckily, I got a long life, and hopefully you watching this, you have a long life too. But at the end of the day, um, you don't got much time to live. You know what I'm saying? So, do you have time to be playing around with these toxic people? Do you have time to, waste, your precious energy and your focus on stuff that does not matter? Things that you can, I mean, now with the parents, it's not so easy to cut off, but you can set boundaries. I'm not saying to go no contact with your parents. For some, you may have to, others of you, you can limit the contact. And that's very possible. That's very possible. But yeah, but you got to know, like, hey, no, this is not okay. I'm not here, I'm not living my life. I'm not born to be abused. You have to know that in your mind, and you have to act on it. You have to be a person where you don't just talk, or you learn something, you get the information, and you don't do anything about it. You have to be a doer. You have to do, and sometimes you have to take risk. You have to take action. You have to learn new information. And when you learn new information, you got to program your mind to think differently. That's what helped me. So but trust me, it was more than that. But that's just the start. And a lot of people know what they need to do, but choose not to do it just because they just don't want to be uncomfortable. They're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of people judging them. They're afraid of looking stupid. They're afraid of being embarrassed. They're afraid of being humiliated. But at the end of the day, you are not going to be here forever. How do you want people to remember you when you're long gone? How do you want your kids to think about you? What type of legacy are you leaving? What how are the people around you going to remember you? You get what I'm saying? So because I think a lot of people, they were like, oh, there's an afterlife, or oh, we come back reincarnated. There's no reincarnation, you guys. All the people that I know and love that ended up transition, they never came back. They just didn't, and it's like, this is the one life that we have, and this is it. So, you have to be the one to make that decision. Do you know that you deserve to be free? Do you want to be free? Are you afraid to be free? Are you scared? You have to be honest with yourself and ask those questions, right? So you said, when I do stand up for myself, she gangs up on me. Oh yeah. See, but see, you gotta gang up back. You gotta find that fight, that warrior inside of you, that warrior spirit. Because for me, I had to stand up to my auntie. I had to stand up to her. And I had to stand up to the female narcissist at the job. Like, she was harassing me, y'all, like harassing and stalking me. And she's probably trolling in the comments now. I don't know. But yeah, you gotta not be afraid. Sometimes you gotta fight. Sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's spiritual, sometimes it's mental. Sometimes you gotta, like I told you, your mind, y'all. That's why it's important to read, and what you listen to, the music, the videos you watch is very important, because you're programming yourself. How are you, programming your mind? Because your mind could be your best friend or your worst enemy. It's up to you. It's up to you. You have to choose? What do you want it to be? But yeah, my auntie, yep, that last meeting that we had, we got into it. She raised her voice at me, and she tried to scare me, but mm-mm. And my auntie is tall. Like, I'm tall, like I'm like 5'6", 5'7". My auntie is like 5'10". And on top of that, her skin is like really bright, and she has like gray eyes. Like, she's pretty scary looking to me. But I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter when you got God on your side. It's nothing you should be afraid of but God Himself. Because remember, God can give life and He can take life. So remember that, and remember your time is limited. You don't have time to play games. You don't have time to, like be manipulated by the narcissist or get manipulated by other people or be afraid or be fearful. Like for what? It's you're gonna die anyway. So what does it matter? Like you get what I'm saying? Like I said, some people have long lives to live or whatever the case may be, but still, there's gonna be a day when the time is up. So how when you look back on your life, when the time comes, are you pleasing God? Or are you pleasing other people? Or are you pleasing the narcissist, the person that does not care about you, the person that hates you, really, that envies you, that sets you up for failure? Your in laws will try to break up your marriage. Your narcissistic in laws, they hate their quote unquote stepdaughter or stepson. They don't want you a part of the family. At the time when the person that I was dealing with years ago, his mother pretended like she wanted me a part of the family, but I knew deep down I was like, nah. And I told him, I was like, your mother, I think she's a narcissist. And he knew, but he didn't have the courage to stand up to her because she was the breadwinner. I'll be honest, she was the breadwinner, and he was kind of like a Peter Pan type of guy. You don't want a Peter Pan, you know. So yeah. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for asking those questions. And anybody else, you want to ask me anything, please do. And yes, you gotta be free. Because if you're not free, then you're gonna stay stuck, you're gonna stay trapped, and you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna end up being just like the narcissist. I hate to say that, y'all. Y'all know, like, I do not like to lie. Like I mean, but let's be honest. We've all have lied. Nobody is a saint. But at this point in my life, I'm afraid of God, and I know God's always watching. God is with us right now on this video. So you have to be very careful how you treat people, how you talk to people. It's all one and the same. No one is getting away with anything, even though it may feel like it. But trust me, nobody is getting away with anything that they have done to you. And if you have done something to somebody, you're not getting away with anything. So trust and believe that. So, but yeah, anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video short. I don't want to make it too long. We'll definitely, talk about more things. But if you guys have any other topics that you guys want me to do a live on, please let me know so that way we can do a live like this. We can talk about it. We can discuss it. But yes, God sees all. So I'm telling y'all, y'all have to start building a relationship with God, because it's not to say that you won't still have narcissists come into your life or trials or tribulations, but it with God by your side, He makes it bearable. He makes it worth it, because you're like, okay, well, I know God got my back. So if God before me, who can against me? So it doesn't matter at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? Because nobody's gonna love you like how God loves you. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I love you guys so much. And like I said, get involved. Yes, subscribe. And like I said, you guys leave a donation for the mental health meet and greet events. And like I said, if you are in the South Florida area, send me an email after this live. Would love to have you come out and support the event. What else? We're gonna be doing it in the other cities and states. So please, you guys, donate. I can't do this without you. Of course, we can't do it without God, but I need you guys' support. So please, whatever you can leave a donation, whatever you give, trust me, it's gonna help, for the good cause, for the mental health awareness event. So, anyways, I love you guys. Donate, like, share, subscribe, and until the next time. Bye, guys.